Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just returned from the ESAR conference where we gave our pick for who we think will be the next president of the United States. I only had 4 minutes to deliver my prediction, so I decided to do a YouTube video where I could explain why I predicted what I did. So here's the deal. First of all of the astrologers on the panel told me they were going to predict Hillary Clinton. And I have to say, watching the news and listening to the media, I have to say I was definitely persuaded. And it looks like Hillary all the way is going to win for the next president of the United States. But I couldn't stop thinking about the charts. As a Vedic astrologer, Vedic astrology is the most predictive. And the panel of astrologers were all Western astrologers. And they don't have access to some of the tools and techniques that we have in Vedic astrology. And even though I have to say I was so persuaded by the other astrologers and the media, I said Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States. But there is definitely an event that will happen a few weeks or so before inauguration that may change the whole course of everything that is predicted. So here's what I see. I definitely see that the media has been persuading us. And I've been talking about all the hidden secrets for so long, way before this WikiLeaks thing came out. There is definitely something that is hidden and something that is secret that is about to be revealed that could change the course of time and the course of these elections. Yes, we just have a few weeks before the elections, and it doesn't take an astrologer to say Hillary Clinton will be the next president. But there is something that is going to turn the tide. And let me reveal why and how I think that. Everything that we are seeing right now that is being told to us, the way that it looks will change. And the way that we're being led to believe is not the truth. So everything that you think is right is actually wrong. And everything that we think is wrong is actually right. This is the power of this last eclipse that we had on September 1st, and remember I'm talking about sidereal Vedic astrology, but where we had the solar eclipse at 15 degrees of Leo. This happened September 1st. And with this solar eclipse, we have K2, which is the north node of the moon, conjunct Neptune. And this means there's secrets, there's things that have not been revealed to us yet. And let me tell you, there's a day and time that it will. And that's when Mars comes up and triggers the K2 Neptune conjunction. And this will happen around New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Let me tell you a little bit about Donald Trump's chart and why I think, this thing is not over. You may think that Hillary has it wrapped up in the bag, but let me tell you, there is a trend of events that are going to change. And it's going to be a big surprise to everyone because secrets are going to be revealed. So let me put up the chart of Donald Trump and let me show you what I'm seeing. Because for Donald Trump's chart, around Election Day, but definitely before the inauguration, transiting Jupiter is about to conjoin his natal Jupiter. And his natal Jupiter is at 24 degrees of Virgo. So he's going to have a Jupiter return. This is huge. And by November 14th, he goes into Jupiter's Mahadasha. This is huge that he's going to enter into a brand new cycle. He's just finishing up Rahu's Mahadasha, which takes 18 years. And he has 1 week before Jupiter starts. This is a powerful dasha for Donald Trump. And transiting Jupiter, which will activate, the transits become more powerful when you go into that dasha ruling that planet. So all of a sudden the transit of Jupiter becomes incredibly strong, and Jupiter will conjoin Jupiter. It's in his second house. This is his voice. This is his speech. This is his view to the world. And his Sun and Rahu are in his 10th house, Sun at 29 degrees of Taurus and Rahu at 27 degrees of Taurus. And don't forget Uranus, which is sudden unexpected changes, is in Taurus in his 10th house of career and profession. Now opposite that, he has the Moon Ketu, Moon at 28 degrees of Scorpio, and of course Ketu at 27 degrees of Scorpio. So here's what's going to happen. Transiting Jupiter will conjunct natal Jupiter, aspecting the Sun and Rahu in the 10th house. And simultaneously we have transiting Saturn, which is going to come together with his natal moon. This is what we call Sati Sati. This is a definite deterrent and negative influence on his chart. This is not a good finding. But you know, I went back to the last time Saturn returned, when Saturn was 30 years ago in Scorpio, and this was his rise to fame. He was on the Oprah Winfrey show talking about, you know, his success in real estate and how much money he made. So this was an incredible time for him when transiting Saturn was last on his moon. But at this point in time, we also have transiting Jupiter, aspecting the Sun in the 10th house, and he's entering Jupiter's Mahadasha. This is definitely a change. So a week after the election, something will change dramatically. And let me point out some other variables that are going to be happening during the election or around the election time of November 8th. We have transiting Mars during this time will be in his 6th house. Transiting Mars will be aspecting his natal Venus, and transiting Mars will be by its 8th aspect, quincunx 6-8 relationship to his natal Mars in the 1st house. So you see, transiting Mars will be in Capricorn, its place of power. This is exaltation sign, Capricorn. So in the 6th house is fighting enemies. And many astrologers previously have said that you have to have powerful malefic planets in the 6th house to be able to fight off your enemies. Well, this is where transiting Mars will be. Pretty powerful, but it's opposing Venus and quincunxing natal Mars. Mars is the ruler of his 10th house, his career. So I think this is definitely, he'll be fighting his enemies as hard and strong as he can. But it's not necessarily a good thing that Mars is aspecting by this negative quincunx aspect 6-8 to his natal Mars. So that is a deterrent, and that is not so hot for Donald Trump. But remember, the solar eclipses are the most important tool that we have for prediction. And his solar eclipse, the transiting Rahu and Ketu that create the eclipses, this eclipse that occurred on September 1st is happening in his 1st house. And we do have the fact that Rahu will cross over his ascendant a little bit later on after Election Day. So we're seeing some powerful things in Donald Trump's chart. These can't be denied. You can't say, oh, Hillary's going to win and that's that. No. We can't say that. But we also have the issue and the problem that no one has Hillary Clinton's birth time. So what do? In astrology, if you have a family member's birth time exact, you can use their chart to tell about anything going on in the family. So let me go ahead and jump to the chart of Chelsea Clinton, because we do have the birth time for Chelsea Clinton. And let me go over her birth time. Chelsea Clinton was born February 27th, 1980. The time I'm using is 11:24 p.m., so 23:24 in Little Rock, Arkansas. This gives her ascendant is 22 degrees of Libra. So this is the balance. But when we're looking at a chart to see who in their life we're looking at, the fourth house is the mother. So we want to go to the fourth house, make it the first house, and look at it as though it were Hillary Clinton's chart. This gives you all the information you need, okay? So going to the fourth house, that has Sun, K2, Mercury in the fourth. And look at Chelsea's chart. She has Venus, 27 degrees of Pisces, all powerful. This is the exact degree of exaltation. The whole sign is exalted, Venus and Libra, but that degree is its strongest degree. And so Chelsea is a rising star. This Venus will put her on top. But looking at the mother, let's go to the 8th house from the 4th house. Count around from the 4th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have Jupiter, Mars exactly conjunct at 11 degrees of Leo. And we have Rahu at 5, almost 6 degrees of Leo. Now I have charted that degree many times because that is the degree of the fixed star Regulus, the star of kings. But we have this in the 8th from the 4th. The 8th house is the house that deals with disgrace, humiliation, and scandals. And what we're looking at in her chart is the fact that she is 36 years old. And every 18 to 18 and a half years, we have a nodal return where Rahu and Ketu come back to their starting positions. This is why when we turn 18 or 18 and a half years old, our whole life changes. We move away from home. We go to college. This is the beginning of our life. So therefore, every 18 to every 18 and a half years, our life changes. Chelsea Clinton is 36 years old right now. So Rahu and Ketu have returned to the point that they were when she was born. But when she was 18, I always say it's around 18 and a half years because the nodes do take exactly that amount of time, Rahu and Ketu, to return. It was 1997 and 1998 when she was around 18. And guess what was going on at that time? The Monica Lewinsky trial was going on, the big scandal of Bill Clinton. So you see, Rahu and Ketu have returned to their starting positions again. So Rahu has returned to its natal position in the 8th house from the 4th house, representing disgrace, humiliation, and scandal again. And yes, you could say, well, with all of the emails that she has not let out and all these other things that this deals with, the disgrace that is coming out. But I don't think you've seen everything yet. Because this is pretty big. Those scandals she was pardoned from, and it's all okay. But this is not okay. Because remember what happened with Bill Clinton. I mean, his license as a lawyer was revoked and he was impeached. But let me tell you, there is a lot more to come because this position has not been returned to yet. but it will happen before inauguration or right around that time. So you can bet something big is bound to happen in between election day and inauguration. Now, you can also look at the moon as the mother in a chart. So if we were to go to the moon, which her moon is in Cancer, and it is in her 10th house, which means the mother is all powerful and famous. Moon in the 10th, famous for what you do, but it's her mother. And of course, Hillary Clinton, she is a fighter. She is a powerful, powerful woman, as we can see in Chelsea's chart, moon in the 10th. But if you make the moon the first house and you count around, go to where we have the 8th from where the moon is, and you will come to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You come to Sun, K2, Mercury, 8th from the moon. And remember, transiting K2 is transiting 8th from the moon during this time. But what I haven't pointed out, and I want you to see very clearly here, is that the previous solar eclipse degree, which was September 1st, was at 15 degrees of Leo, exactly aspecting Chelsea's sun at 15 degrees of Aquarius. And I might add, when we look at the day for the New Year's Day, I'm pulling up the chart, this event for New Year's Eve, which is in between the elections and inauguration. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, notice that Mars and K2 and Neptune are going to be on Chelsea's sun, 8th from the moon. And furthermore, notice that Mars and Neptune are exactly 15 degrees, which is exactly opposed the previous solar eclipse degree at 15 degrees of Leo. Now, it is said that whenever a planet crosses over by conjunction or opposition the solar eclipse degree, that events happen. This is a technique used in astrology, east and west. If you look back to September 11th, 2001, Mars was with K2. It was in Sagittarius. Exactly opposed the previous eclipse degree of that year in the summer that occurred precisely in Gemini. I believe it was around 7, 8 degrees, the solar eclipse degree that happened around June, July in 2001. Then notice that transiting Mars on September 11th, 2001 was exactly opposed that eclipse degree, as it is going to happen again. On New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, we are going to have transiting Mars exactly opposed the previous eclipse degree. Now, I will add that during September 11th, it was in the signs of Sagittarius and Pisces, which is definitely more vile and will represent destruction, because the nakshatra Mula and Ardra were involved in this. In Vedic astrology, these nakshatras are powerful for destruction. But I might add that this time in the United States chart, there is a lot going on. For in the US chart, this eclipse energy is going to be happening in the chart that I use for the USA, and let me show that as well. In the chart that I use for the USA, the moon is 7 degrees of Aquarius, which is very close to where this 15 degree mark of Mars and Neptune exactly conjoin the solar eclipse degree. Now let me explain something else. Neptune deals with secrets, and it deals with the secrets of things we will never know about, but things that are hidden, things that are not allowed to come out. And you don't know the things that are being repressed and kept secret. And if I might say, Donald Trump has done a great service for this world. As I said, the day that he announced his bid for the presidency in June of 2015, this was when Venus and Jupiter was coming together on the fixed star Regulus, which I said a king will be born. And not to say that someone comes into power that shifts and changes the consciousness in the world, which, whether you realize it or not, he has. Because he is uncovering secrets, deceptions that governments have kept from us for eons. And he may be sacrificial, but he has done a great service to awaken the world to the truth. And he is a reflection of the disenfranchised people that are tired of government rule and the deception and the secrets that they keep from the public. So you see, Donald Trump is revealing these things. And this is probably his sole purpose. Whether he's president or not, his purpose is to reveal the secrets and the hidden. Because Mars coming together with Neptune, opposing the eclipse degree, will bring out things that we never knew that could change the course of our country. This is phenomenal. This is amazing. And this is real. This is what's real, the truth and the secrets that are coming out. And I don't think this country will ever be the same. Going back to Donald Trump's chart, relating his chart to the United States of America, let me tell you a few things that are uncanny. Notice that Donald Trump's natal Jupiter is exactly conjunct natal Saturn in the United States chart of America, which is July 4th, 1776. The time I use is 6:30 p.m. in Philadelphia. Natal Jupiter. His natal Jupiter is the USA Saturn in the 10th house. Pretty profound, exact degree. Furthermore, his natal Mercury is conjunct the USA's natal Jupiter at 15 degrees of Gemini. Another one, his natal Venus is conjunct the United States Mercury, almost exact within a degree, 2 to 3 degrees of Cancer. And last but not least, this is getting a little scary, natal Pluto is conjunct the United States Rahu, and this is in the 8th house at 16 degrees of Cancer. Look at all of these variables. There is something here. This is not any ordinary election. A lot is about to come down, and a lot is about to change. And I can't say that Hillary Clinton will simply be elected and move on as President of the United States. I see a monumental change coming because of this. I have often said that these political candidates are destroying each other. And the public is destroying each other by their perception of what is going on. But you don't have all the facts. In astrology, we can see clearly what is really going on. And you have no idea. There are secrets that are about to be unveiled. And maybe they will never be unveiled, but they are here. And you can see what is being presented. Try to be objective. Try to get out of your mode of thinking and think, what if I were wrong? And what if this is true? Be aware. Furthermore, I think that this is going to change not only America, but the world. Because this is not only happening here in the United States, this same thing is happening globally with leaders around the world. So if you look at Turkey, if you look at China, if you look at Japan, if you look at Brazil, if you look at Germany and France, a similar thing is evolving here where we can see where politics and what's behind it is really coming up. The media is presenting things that they want us to see, but preserving the truth, and we can't see. So this is what I'm going to call the rude awakening for the world. Be aware, this last eclipse that we had on September 1st represents big secrets are about to be revealed. Why? We have Neptune and Ketu, which reveal hidden things about the world, are about to come down and are about to be revealed. So looking at these charts, I can't deny that Donald Trump does not have a chance, even though I am so persuaded by the other astrologers. Everyone predicted Hillary Clinton's win. And I'm looking at the charts thinking, oh my God, Trump's chart is incredibly strong. What is this telling me? But I couldn't think, what are they seeing that I don't know? But I never had a chance to really tell my story on what I know. And here's what I think could possibly be the outcome. Hillary will probably be elected, although something in the charts are saying no. So I'm thinking she'll probably be disqualified by the facts and the huge events that are about to come down when Donald Trump goes into his Jupiter Mahadasha a week after the elections. So this is all about to change, and the truth is about to come out, which will change the course of where you think everything is going. So, do I think Hillary Clinton will be the president of the United States? I predicted that yes, but something's telling me from the charts, no. So that is why, through all of my past videos, to be honest with you, I didn't know who was going to be president. And I still have the charts telling me, you know, Donald Trump, there's something big that he is here to present to the world. And there is going to be this enormous change. I've been talking about this for over the last 2 years. So watch and see if these elections don't change the global perspective of the United States and the positions of these candidates. What you think and what you believe, it's all about to change. So I had previously said at the ISAR conference, at ISAR I said Hillary Clinton will be elected, but there's going to be a turn of events that will probably disqualify her to serve as president. Now, I might think that something's going to happen at the polls. It's going to shift everything from Hillary. So watch, be prepared. There are huge and enormous changes about to occur. So with that, I'd like to close. And if you want to learn more about my take on astrology and what I'm all about, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you want to learn how to do Vedic astrology, I have the answer. It's the University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.